This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News, and a rare occurrence has happened. I've got Mr. Rob McCracken on camera. Rob, how are you?
Nice to see you, mate. Yeah, I'm all right, thanks.
That's here. Did you have a good New Year, good Christmas?
Yeah, nice and quiet.
Nice and quiet, and now it gets busy again. Lauren Price and Natasha Jonas. Is it weird for you, Rob, coming up against somebody who used to train, somebody who spent so many years on Team GB?
Well, yeah, it's not weird. It's nice to see Natasha. It's nice to see Savannah Marshall as well. She was here, and obviously Cindy on the card potentially, and Carrie Sarkinsul as well. Raven Chapman was here. There's Caroline Dubois obviously who went to Tokyo with us. But yeah, it was nice as 6 or 7 girls that have been on the GB programme that are on the card at the Albert Hall. So it was nice to see some of them.
What's it like, Rob, seeing so many fighters, especially on one card where you've spent some part in your career kind of helping them, developing them, and now they're all going around doing their own thing in the pro scene? Do you take pride in that, seeing where they've got to?
Yeah, I think you look at GB boxing, and Savannah Marshall obviously is here, and what she's achieved and what she can still achieve. But lots of them have been to the Olympics. Savannah went to the Olympics. She was world champion. I remember taking Savannah to China to win, and she won the world championships with GB boxing. Obviously, Natasha was there and got a bronze medal. So there's lots of stories in that. But yeah, it's just nice to see them. What they've achieved in their careers and how hard they've worked, and they worked hard on the programme, all of these girls, and now they're doing really well as professionals. It's nice to see.
With Lauren Price, she's been calling for this type of fight for a while now. Why do you believe it's the right fight for her now, Natasha Jonas being the opponent?
I think that you have to move quickly once you sort of understand the sport. Lauren's already a world champion. She beat McCaskill. I think, I think people thought it was probably too early. But I just think that if Lauren's not 22. She's 30 years old. She's a fully formed, mature adult who's an elite, exceptional boxing talent. Natasha Jonas is obviously the same, a world champion and a top female boxer. So they should be boxing each other because that's the challenge. And rather than both girls wait 2 or 3 years for a fight that possibly wouldn't happen, or fight each other and if it's a great fight, maybe there's a rematch. So yeah, it's a brilliant opportunity for Lauren, and I think it's not speaking for Natasha and Joe, but I think it's a great opportunity for them as well. Best should fight the best, and right now, those two are the best at the weight, so they should box each other.
What's the key for Lauren to overcome somebody like Natasha?
I think that just doing what she does, boxing and being smart about how she sets things up, not underestimating Natasha, which she won't do, and using her feet like she does, and just flowing a little bit, and she's an exceptional boxing talent, Lauren Price is. So I think she'll set some good issues and problems in the ring on the night. But we know what Natasha's capable of, so it's going to be a fantastic fight.
A lot of talk about Sandy Ryan and Michaela Mayer rematch, Rob. One eye on that. But at some point, if Lauren comes through Natasha?
I think. Look, and Natasha's, achieved a lot in the sport already. But I just think that both girls will be thinking, I'll get this fight out of the way, and then obviously fight whoever's there at the weight, world champion Michaela Mayer, or Sandy Ryan. But I just think this is a great fight, and I think you've got Natasha, who's at the top of her career. She's at the top of her career really, and people are questioning her age. She'll be determined to put the doubters in her place. But I think in Lauren Price, she's a real talent, and I think that she's exceptional, and I think that she's got the ability to beat any female in the world at that weight, and that's why we took the fight, and it'll be a great fight. But I feel Lauren's ready.
Rob, the last time I saw you was in Birmingham when Galal Yafai produced a dominant performance against Sonny Edwards. Just kind of going back to that, your reflections on the night, a coming out fight, if you will, for Galal as a pro, and where we sit in terms of him trying to secure that world title fight.
Yeah, I think Galal's he won. He was Olympic champion. I don't know how many world champions he'd beat along the way, and professionals as well in Olympic sport, Cubans and not so much Cuban, Uzbeks, Kazakhs, etc. And he's beat over the years. He's just beat about everybody in Olympic boxing. At that weight, it's an exceptional achievement for a GB boxer to win gold in Tokyo, and also be me and Galal have agreed to fast track as a pro because of his physicality and his ability, and he's got good feet, he's got quick feet, that's underestimated all the time. I think in the build up to the last fight, people were questioning. Galal's feet weren't great. His feet are exceptional. So yeah, just pushing on and challenging yourself in the sport and not so much words like fast track, but just basically moving on as quickly as you can while you're motivated and you're at your peak of your physical powers, challenging yourself and taking on the best that's out there. And we've tried to do that step by step with Galal, and obviously we'll continue to do that. And he's achieved a lot in the sport. He wasn't in Sheffield long until he went to an Olympic Games. The next games he won the gold, and he's just gone from strength to strength, and it's just great to work with him. He's a phenomenal athlete, and very similar to Lauren in their mindset. They're both Olympic champions.
Eddie's mentioned it in the past, and it'd be at the right moment if it was to ever happen. But how mouth-watering of a prospect would Galal Yafai and Bam Rodriguez be?
Yeah, I think. Look, all fights are possibilities, and Bam Rodriguez is obviously a little bit more experienced as a pro at weight above, etc. So at the moment Galal's a flyweight, so we'll have a chat with Frank and Eddie next week, the end of the week, and we'll work out what the plans are and what we're going to do moving forward. But Galal, he's proof in the pudding. He'll challenge himself. So, don't doubt Galal Yafai. He's capable of achieving big things in professional boxing.
Just some fights on the horizon. I'll quickly get your thoughts on Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, Daniel again, somebody you know well. Just your take on that fight.
Really good fight. Joseph Parker, I think he's definitely been working with Andy Lee, and you can see the improvements in him without a doubt. You can see that Andy Lee was obviously world champion, really experienced fighter. So it's good to see the job he's done with Andy Lee, and obviously what Andy Lee's talent and work ethic and determination has achieved for himself as well. But yeah, a really, really good fight. But Daniel Dubois looked phenomenal in his last bout. Obviously, he's 27 at the peak of his powers. So brilliant fight. And Joseph Parker's in great form as well. So really good fight, really good matchup.
Just know, Rob, your old charge, obviously, AJ lost to Daniel. Do you understand why he never went straight in with a rematch with Daniel, and maybe he's looking at other opportunities?
Yeah, look, heavyweight boxing is just another sport in itself, and they're big guys, and your training camps and injuries that stay with them, and issues, and in some of the camps there's operations, elbow procedures, and then they're 8, 9, 10 weeks before fights sometimes. So I just think it's always down to fitness and mindset, and I think Daniel's fighting Joseph Parker, which is a great fight. So. We'll see what happens with Anthony Joshua, but certainly with Daniel Dubois, he's in great form, and fantastic challenge against Joseph Parker. But I think Dubois is in good form, so I think Dubois is the favourite without a doubt.
Obviously, with AJ, there's a lot of talk about the Fury fight. Do you think he's retired, as he said, or do you think that he could come back for that fight?
I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue. Heavyweights, do a training. If you're a heavyweight, you got to do a training camp. You're big guys, and you got to stay fit and not get injuries and niggles. And they're big people that got to move themselves about. And they get good money, but the work that they have to do is tough and demanding, and they're not always fully fit. So I think the fights happen when they're fully fit. That's the truth of it.
There's been talk, as well, Al Sheikh's mentioned the potential Deontay Wilder fight again. Do you still would like to see a potential Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight?
You just never know, do you? On the face of it, Wilder's lost a couple of fights now and hasn't looked great. But who knows in heavyweight boxing? One punch and you're back in business.
Beterbiev, Bivol 2, repeat or revenge, Rob?
They're both fantastic fighters. I think if you're going to push me, look, it was close as our last time. You're going to push me off a cliff. I think, I don't know. Maybe I'd lean towards Beterbiev because he won the last one, and his experience and power. So maybe I'd lean towards him. But it just depends what the judges like.
Last one from me, Rob. How special of a talent is Moses Itauma?
Moses, yeah. He's a real talent, isn't he? Because he's got speed and power. And obviously he's dynamic as well. He's a big talent, massive talent. And it'd be interesting to see what road they go down, moving him forward and stuff. But yeah, he's he's already got he's got half the heavyweights, worried, more than half, three quarters, maybe 9/10, barring the top 10, or maybe some in the top 10. But yeah, no, look, being serious, he's a real talent, and just match him right, match him correctly, get him the right experience, and then a couple of years, he should be at the top.
Do you think there's a risk of overmatching him just because of how dominant and emphatic his look?
You can overmatch anyone in professional boxing. You can overmatch anybody. Just be smart with him, get him the rounds in, and don't put him in with like one or two in the top 5 or 6 in the world that maybe are attritional and big strong guys. Just let him learn his trade and at that level and just come through. But who am I to talk? He's a phenomenal talent, and I'm pretty sure if he's looked after, which he will be, he'll be a world champion in the future without a doubt, and he might do it in 2 or 3 years.
Rob, I appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of the
Thank you, Andy. Cheers. Thanks, mate.